Let's see. Hello folks, and welcome back to our new video. So we now have Pope Leo the 14th as our Pope. That's very cool news. Just to get started here, recently, so as in this morning, both myself and Sue met with some folks from a Vietnamese TV group as well as a reporter, and they interviewed us about the book project that we're both working on. And so that should hopefully get a little bit of publicity going, just to kind of help other refugees from the Vietnam War sort of time hear about the project that we're working on. Yeah. Any thoughts on the book project that we're working on so far, Sue?
Today, hello folks. Today, this is our 8th video coming up. Today we had an interview with Saigon Broadcasting Television Network. It is a national Vietnamese television network that is based in SoCal. We met with a Canadian filmmaker who interviewed us on behalf of the SBTN reporter, and it was really cool talking in both of our languages about Father Joe, especially Patrick, to get to talk about his family member, and hopefully this interview with the filmmaker will hopefully help us gain publicity and traction in order to get more refugees to contact us for our book project. So I think we are progressing nicely on the book. Before that, we've been interviewing 30 to 40 refugees, and their stories were quite interesting as well. I'm also glad that we now have Pope Leo XIV. Hopefully our church will be more united with his papacy this year, as well as the coming years in the future. I'm going to take it over for Patrick. He has a few words to say.
Yeah, definitely. So, and then today obviously is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers watching this. I guess I did go over to a family event that Sue's family put on, and I brought with me a keto take on the German nut cake called Pflaumenkuchen, which is traditionally made with like ground almonds and also with fresh plums. So I made that. The keto, I said it was a keto version, so I made it with monk fruit, or granulized monk fruit, which is a 0-calorie sweetener. So it actually tasted reasonably good. You know, it doesn't obviously taste like I made it with sugar, but on the other hand, you know, the whole point of making a no added sugar cake was so that, you know, we're both you know, working on, you know, just kind of a healthy diet, healthy lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that just means not eating like huge amounts of processed sugar.
Yep.
Yeah. The party itself was quite good overall, though. There was a whole bunch of food there. It was a fun party, and we just had to leave a little bit early so we could get to mass after the party.
Yep. And then it was so we had in mass. I was glad that we were able to go to mass together. And coming up is next Sunday, or technically it's on a Monday, but we'll start reading it on Sunday, May 18th. So Monday is supposed to be our first year of dating anniversary. And I have to say that I'm really glad that I made it to a year with Patrick. We've been through a ton of stuff within this year, and I'm really proud to say that, who could say that they've worked on a book, they're working on a book with their boyfriend, or starting a YouTube video series for you guys. But
Yes.
I'm happy to be able to say that I'm able to do that with him within a year.
Yes.
Which really must mean that God we have bigger plans for us. And so that's why we're starting this video series as well, as a interable Catholic couple. I mean, obviously we are going to talk about our interable day-to-day life as well as our faith, Catholic faith, and just some personal commentary here and there. But the purpose of the video series, again, is to illustrate that me as a disabled woman with cerebral palsy can date an able-bodied man like Patrick, because what really matters to me is personality, intellectual curiosity, and just how our values match up with each other. And that's really important. And also dating is not without struggles, I would say, but dating is fun, and true love is fun, when you're right with the right person. And with our Catholic dating values, it's very important for us, both Patrick and I, to keep Jesus at the center, meaning that we always, everything we do, including this video series, is for not only to inspire other couples, but to also honor to also glorify God in our own way, either through Father Joe's book or the video series, or just being with each other and having fun. Because like Patrick said in the second or third video, like being, we wanted to date, and we also wanted to get married, and also it's very important to date someone who is going to be your best friend for the rest of your life. So those are the few of the things that I want to touch on. Do you have any doubts?
Yeah, I mean, I think especially what you mentioned earlier about being best friends with the person who you're dating, but also who you plan to marry in the future, is an important thing. Just because if you're not friends with the person, it's more going to be I guess, more kind of transactional type of marriage. And the thing about transactions is that just like any transaction at a grocery store, there's a beginning, middle, and end of the transaction. And the same thing, I would say, is very applicable to transactional styles of marriages. They have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Whereas if you're friends with someone, like, you don't just not become someone's friend, like, like you don't start being friends, continue being friends, and then just end being friends. Friends, if there are little squabbles or disagreements, they make up with each other and then continue on being friends.
It's been a year of dating Patrick, and all I can say is, finally, I think I have to deal with, when we were going to Faith for Fridays this past Friday, Father Mon said something that really resonated with me. He said that, whatever God gives you, it has to give you peace. It doesn't give you confusion, and that comes with discernment about our lives. And so when I was dating Patrick, I was also discerning. I'm deciding to reach out to Patrick because it was really just like I was ready to give up, but then God has other plans. And, with the intercession of Mother Mary and St. Joseph, because of course St. Joseph.
And St. Patrick.
And St. Patrick, yeah, of course. with the discernment of Saint Joseph, Saint Patrick, and Mother Mary, I think I really just emphasis on the idea of like, you know, I was asking God about how, you know, should I date him? Should I not? And then God, I heard a small voice in my mind that, you know, go and try. And I'm glad I did. And so now it's been a year, and all I can say is finally I had this sort of peace whenever I'm with him, because because Patrick really helps me with my faith. He actually inspired me to go to confession more, which I haven't done in a long time. And I think we just work well together. Actually, I was talking to my therapist earlier about our you know, our dating relationship, and she said that Patrick is more of a visionary person. Like, he has a vision for things, and I am able to make it happen, which is why we are doing this video series again, and we are writing this book. You know, I make the connections. Patrick has the idea. We encourage each other, and it just somehow works out. And that's what God's plan is for us now. Right now. And yeah, do you have any additional thoughts?
Not really. I think this was pretty much all we wanted to cover in this video. I want to thank everybody who is watching this video. Make sure, again, if you have not done so,
subscribe, like, please,
definitely.
and like the video. Spread it to your friends if you think they could be interested in.
Yeah.
And learn more about us.
If they leave their phone unattended, just subscribe for them, because they will definitely. No, don't do that. Yeah.
We're just joking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Anyway, folks, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Definitely.
Okay. Have a good Mother's Day.
Bye.
Bye.